Hello and welcome to Screen Stockport. Today I'm talking to Col Needham, the founder of IMDb.com. So how did you first start recording the film information in terms of getting on a database then?
So I've always been interested in computers as a hobby. So when I used to go to Audenshaw Grammar School, and I'd write software in my free time in the evenings, and then from there I went on to do a set of A-levels at Hyde Sixth Form College, which is now Hyde Clarendon College. But then also in my spare time, in addition to doing the computing, the programming, I also had a Saturday job selling computers for Currys in Stockport, of all places.
That's interesting. Yeah.
So it's kind of like there's this whole kind of like computing, film kind of connection to the area. And this was about kind of like the time of the home video revolution. So I was seeing VHS tape after VHS tape after VHS tape, and that really ignited my love for film. And so I was seeing so many films, I was losing track of which ones I'd seen and which ones I hadn't seen. So I started, classic film geek thing, start a diary to put the names of the films in the diary kind of thing. And that lasted all of about 2 weeks. Because I thought, why am I bothering putting this in a film diary when I could write a database and put the list in there? So I had this database then that was all the films I'd seen, just the essential info about those and just for my own personal use. I ended up porting my database software to a format that would run on any computer connected to the internet back in 1990. And publishing that software online, and that enabled you to have the very first version of the IMDb installed on your own machine. So we were downloadable software from kind of like 90 to 93. Then in 1993, I got an email from a PhD computer science student at Cardiff University, a guy called Rob Hartill. And Rob sent me a note, and he said, I've installed the database software and absolutely love it. Yeah. Have you thought of adding a web interface to it? Because this World Wide Web thing, it might be quite big. This was just to kind of set the context. This was in the kind of days when there were, there were a very small number of websites around. And there used to be a website called What's New on the Web. And that would list every website that went live that day, all 4 of them, usually. That was the time we launched at. Yeah. And again, we're just a bunch of film and TV fans, passionate about the subject, wanting to share our knowledge, with the community kind of thing around the world. By January 95, we hit the point where the amount of traffic we were getting to the website was doubling every 2 weeks. And it's kind of funny to tell you this story now because, to think you were on the internet for like 5 years and you didn't think about incorporating as a business. Yeah. But back then you could literally count the number of websites that were advertising supported on 2 hands. Right. So probably less than 10. One day I got home from work and my wife said, the New York Times have called. Yeah. And it was like, the New York Times have called? What do they want to talk to me about? Yeah. And so she was like, well, they want to talk about the database. Right. So I rang the reporter up in New York and did an interview with a guy from the New York Times who was saying, oh yeah, we use it all the time in the office here. Whenever we're interviewing anybody, we look up their information. Yeah. Whenever we're reviewing a film, we kind of like we know what it's all about from the database. And this was like 1995. So that was kind of like a good indication that this could be going somewhere good.